Hello everyone out there. Originally my name on YouTube was Black American Indian, but now I've changed it to something that's more appropriate. So I call myself now Black and Indigenous American. Okay? But I'm pretty much the same person. Just changed the name of my screen presence. I just been thinking lately, actually for a long time, but I'm just being real with how I'm feeling right about now. And I would say currently, sometimes I feel like just disappearing. And before any of you jump to conclusions thinking I'm trying to blow my head off, no. No, I'm not, at that point. But sometimes I just feel like disappearing. Like slowly but surely I've kind of distanced myself from a lot of my relatives and even my friends. Usually because they have a lot of drama in their lives. And I just don't have anything encouraging to say to help them cope with their problems. I have things in my life where I'm trying to sort out, and many of you know that I'm trying to find, employment, among other things. That's no one else's business, but I have my share of issues that I'm trying to cope with, specifically in my family. And it's just a lot going on right about now. And at this point, May the 8th, 2013, I am just being real with myself. I've been taught to look on the bright side of things. I've been taught to have my faith in the Lord and everything will be okay. I've been taught not to dwell on what I don't have and to be appreciative of things and where I've come from. And I've come from very humble beginnings. And I'm nowhere near where I was. And I'm just looking back and just seeing how some people turn out. And based on sociology, I should have also turned out the same way. But by the grace of God, He didn't allow it. However, I do have my moments where I just want to disappear. And disappearing meaning like pack up and just escape. I know I feel like I'm in prison. I love my husband. Obviously he loves me. But I told him the other day, I said, you know what? The only thing that's keeping me from just packing up and just saying peace is you. That's the only thing that has kept me in this region, because I'm not from this region. And sometimes I just feel like I just want to pack up and just disappear. All the people that, care for me and I care for them, they got their own issues. And when I say they got their own issues, they have their own issues. And for years, usually I'm the one they come and dump all their issues on. I'm the shoulder they cry on. I'm the one who tries to rationalize a situation that maybe they didn't see coming, or they didn't have that perspective. And then I give them a perspective and, they feel better and they move on with life. And usually I can deal with that. And I just try not to attach their problem with me, or to myself or to my psyche. And I tell myself, I'm just there, to help the person get through, help them cope. It's not my problem, but I'm there to help. I would say the past 6 years, everybody's problems has taken a toll with the way I deal with my own. And I've gotten to the point now, I even told my oldest sister, because she typically, and I know she loves me, and I know she's used to me, you know, being the voice of reason. She'll come, tell me about all this drama going on in the family, just keeping me in the loop, because most people don't associate with me in my family. Because I've kept my distance, so I'm assuming they think that I don't care for them or I'm being antisocial, so, you know, whatever. But my sister keeps me in the loop, and back in October of 2012, I had to tell her, I said, you know what, I love you. But every time the phone rings and I see that you're calling me, my stomach drops. And I just can't take it no more. I hate to say it, but unless somebody's dead, don't call. You know, if it's like something like serious, like somebody died, okay, you got to come to the funeral. Anything other than that, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about so-and-so hit and run, running from the cops. Somebody's hooked on drugs. Somebody's pregnant again. Somebody try to burn down somebody's house. I don't want to hear it. Because every time the phone rings, my heart drops. Because I'm like, is this the call? And it just took a toll on me. And like I said, I'm dealing with my own individual obstacles, in which it also includes finding employment. And I told my husband, I was like, you know what? The only reason why I haven't just packed up and left is because I'm married and I love you. But if we weren't in a serious relationship, or if you weren't even in my circle, in my life, I would have left a long time ago. And I purposely keep my distance from family, like, you know, my parents and other siblings and aunts and uncles and cousins, and even, again, a lot of my close friends, I keep my distance. Usually I connect with them through internet, like Facebook, so that's a safe way to socialize without really socializing with them. But I can't tell you the last time I saw one of my close friends. We're in contact, but we hadn't seen each other in a long time, like almost 2 years now. And my friend lives like 40 minutes from here. But again, I slowly but surely distance myself from people who care for me, or I think they care for me. And it's easier, I think, for me at this point to disappear. And not disappear forever, but just take like a year and not visit anybody. Not, you know, be in physical contact with people. Like I said, sometimes I just feel like disappearing. Like, the furniture here could stay. That's how I feel about it. Just pack up my suitcase with my clothes and some, you know, necessities like toiletry and things of that nature, and just go. Not go like, okay, I'm not going to pay any more of my bills, peace. And to tell you the truth, I think a lot of people who aren't afraid to leave the country come here. Leave this country and leave their bills behind. Because I don't think creditors can actually track you down after you leave the U.S. territory. I think some people come to this country, because I have an aunt-in-law who came here, I don't know how many years ago, and then she moved back to Vietnam like last year along with my grandmother-in-law. But think about it, like, okay, she was trying to find work too, and I guess she figured, okay, well, if the economy sucks here, I might as well just go back home. So what if she did have bills? I mean, think about it. She had, let's say, credit card bills or something like that, and then she decided, you know what, I'm done with being in the U.S., peace, and bounce. And the creditors will never like get that money back. So no, I'm not trying to avoid paying bills because I don't have a job. But being that I'm looking for work all over the place, specifically in the United States, I'm not looking outside of the United States. But yeah, just packing up my stuff and just leaving. Not leaving my husband like the marriage, but just leaving. So some people may equate the disappearing act thing with people who may be suicidal. Some people, yes. Me, no. This is more like I don't want to be bothered by other people's problems. I don't want to continue to be reminded. I don't want to be reminded that I'm not good enough. In this area, I've done some soul searching, and this is just really what I feel. I've been here. It'll be 15 years in August this year. It'll be 15 years. And out of those 15 years, I would say maybe 9 of those years, I've felt rejected. More so now than before. But I'm going through a season of rejection. And there was an evangelist that came to my church. He's, I guess you can consider him a prophet or a modern prophet. And he did warn the congregation that many of us were going to experience a season of rejection. And boy, he was right. And it was like, you'll be rejected by people who you care for, people that are close to you, just all the way around, just in its levels of rejection. Levels. Different levels of rejection. And I'm definitely experiencing that season right now. And it's been a while because he gave that sermon, I want to say, maybe 2 years ago. And I've been feeling this season of rejection. It was starting to boil around 2008, I think. Now we're in 2013. So that's how long I've been experiencing this sense of rejection, but it has escalated. I have these heartfelt conversations with my significant other, and sometimes I wouldn't say I'm joking with him. I'm kind of like testing the waters, and I'll say, are you proud of me? Are you proud to be married to me? And he was like, oh yeah, I'm proud. Da, 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 da. But sometimes I wonder, and not because he's throwing off hints that he's not, but it's like when he first met me, I was a very determined woman, and I strive for excellence, and I still do. But it's been about 13 years this month since we've been a couple. And everything's on hold because of finances. Everything. I would never bring a child into this world in this situation I'm in right now. Never. Because I feel like doing such would be a burden, not only to me and my significant other, also the child. The child is always the one who catch the worst part of the deal. And I'm not getting any younger, so I feel my biological clock is ticking, and I just feel like the time is just slipping away. Still, the finances is not where we would hope it would be. At this point, I would be like, okay, planning for, the 401k, college funds for the children or child. Just having a stable environment for the next generation. And I know his mother, my mother-in-law, for a while there, she was asking, okay, when are you all going to have kids? And I guess in the Asian culture, or at least in the Vietnamese culture, usually when a son is somewhere in his early 30s, parents start inquiring, questioning, okay, when am I going to have my grandbabies? She doesn't ask anymore because she knows my situation. And she knows that it wouldn't be wise to get pregnant on purpose. Let's just put it that way. Just for the sake of being in a marriage and having kids. So I don't have kids attached to my hip. I don't have pets that I have to be concerned with. It's just me and my spouse. And right now, again, I'm not in school. I'm done with school. I just really want to contribute to our relationship financially. And it bothers me. And even though I've been rejected by so many people, specifically loved ones, my husband has not necessarily rejected me, but when I talk about moving temporarily just to test the waters in other areas, if I get a job offer somewhere else, and he's not the bit concerned. And when I say concerned, meaning he's not nervous for me. I don't know if it's confidence that he knows that his wife is going to hit the ground running and do her thing, or I don't know. He really is not emotional at all that I could possibly move away for work. And the only thing he's concerned about is, okay, I'm in the industry that I want to be in. I like my employer. I like my team. I'm comfortable. And I said this in another video before, but I know it's difficult because he also was in looking for work a few years back and had a couple of negative situations. And then he finally got a position where he's very happy with. And I know it's very difficult to kind of start over, not knowing that, okay, did I make the right decision to leave a place that is pretty much ideal to work for in order to keep my marriage with my wife. And what if that doesn't work out? He moves so we can live in the same household. I'm happy with my job, but he's miserable. Will he deep down resent the fact that I was the cause of him disliking the new establishment that he may work for, or disliking his team? But then if I stay here and don't find suitable work and find something part-time or something that's bare minimum pay just for the sake of staying here in this area, will he resent me because I'm unable to find work that's that pays decent? So I'm, like I said, I'm thinking about that as well, because that's why I feel like just disappearing. But to me, that sounds very selfish, because I have people who very much care for me and want me to do well. And of course, my husband loves and cares and adores me. And just me just disappearing from everybody, including him, to me, that's selfish. I mean, that's how I feel. It's selfish. I even told him, I was like, okay, wherever I may end up, you have a year to figure out if you're going to try to transition to the location I am in, especially if it's a position that I accept and I love, and the people, they favor me, and the area is great, is a great lifestyle change. Yeah, I give them a year, and after that, it's like, then what? What kind of marriage will we have? I mean, I wouldn't be connected. I wouldn't be attached to him as far as having to consult with him about children and stuff like that, because we don't have any kids. Like I said, I've been conditioned to believe that the wife should be with her husband. And traditionally, usually, the man is the one who leaves home to find work. Well, see, guess what? He got work, but not enough to take care of us both. I'm thinking about selling my car. And I've been thinking about that for a while. So, I mean, that's not really a big of a deal. The thing is, where I live, I need a car. If we move to a location where there's public transit, because here I have to drive my car to get to public transit in order to utilize that. And let's say if I'm going into the city for work, I've done that several times, so that's not a big deal. But I still have to have a car. So I may have to trade it in to get something a little bit more reasonable, reasonably priced, and, things of that nature. But, I'm really thinking about getting rid of a lot of stuff. I'm selling stuff on eBay. I was telling him, I think it's a good idea that he trades in his truck to get something that's less expensive. His truck he got when it was new, so it's about 2.5 years old. It's typical for people to keep a car for like 3 years anyway before they get another one, so it's not a big deal. But I just think that I just punched the numbers. I'm gonna just put it out there. I punched the numbers, and just my car alone, car note, car insurance, extended warranty, gas, not including property taxes, not including maintenance, and not including the unpredictable problems that require me to pay $100 deductible for extended warranty to kick in. I'm looking at $736 a month. Again, $736 a month. While I had cash flow, it wasn't a problem. Couldn't really save that much because in this area, transportation is very expensive. You're stuck in traffic, and that's sucking up all the gas money. Gas prices are ridiculous. So you factor all that stuff in. Okay? Twice a year, you have property taxes. This past month, property taxes was $126 for my car. I did buy the car used, so it wasn't like I got it smack brand new. It had very low mileage, so it was a good deal. But now I'm like, okay, I had it. It was cute. I'm over it now. Time to move on. So if I could just get rid of the car altogether, just having a car altogether. I think that will alleviate a lot of my financial stress. Just the car alone. I'm not even concerned about the mortgage. It's just things that I know that I can kind of get around and I don't need. Like that car. I need a house to stay in, you know. It is what it is. We need the house. But the car, I can get rid of it. We have 2 cars. Well, one SUV and then 1 car. So if you factor in, let's say roughly $750 a month for his cost of his SUV. You know, they drink up gas. So you got gas. He doesn't have extended warranty yet. But yeah, roughly about $750. We're looking at over $1,400 a month just in transportation alone. $1,400 plus a month. Now, when we had cash flow, okay, coming from both sides of the spectrum, that was fine. We didn't blink an eye. Now it's like, okay, one salary is not cutting it. I'm willing to get rid of my car or at least trade it in and get something a little bit more reasonably priced. Him, on the other hand, he doesn't want to get this car or that car. He'll deal with an Infiniti as long as it's a 4-wheel drive. It has to be at least a 2009. It has. I mean, I can understand the mileage. Like he doesn't want something over 30,000 miles because the cost of repair and all of that when you first pull off the lot. I get that. But I'm like, does it really have to be a 2009? Really? So I have all that going on. It's like, this stuff does not matter. It really doesn't. I come from humble beginnings, so a lot of this stuff was just cute, pretty much. I don't need cute. I need a sense of financial peace. And getting rid of that car, I'm not going to blink an eye. I'm like, okay, bye, see ya. It was cute while I had ya. I'm over it. I'm over you. I just really want to just get rid of a car altogether. I really don't want to have a car. And right now, where I live, I have to have a car. So, I'm kind of dealing with that as well. But I told my spouse, I was like, you know what? I actually told him this yesterday. I said, I'm going to be real honest with you. Living in this area, I really feel like I have a ton of leeches all over me, sucking the life out of me. Every which way, every angle, somebody wants something from me. And I'm at the point now I feel like I have nothing else to offer. Who wants advice from someone who's trying to make it? You want advice from somebody who's been there, done that, or got their stuff together on the outside, the picture of success. I'm not a picture of success in my life. And so it's difficult for me to listen to other people's issues and be taken seriously if I have a really great idea or a really great perspective. Because they're like, well, how can you tell me what I should and shouldn't do and you still trying to figure out how you doing your stuff? So this is why, ladies and gentlemen, I really want to disappear. Not blow my brains out or anything like that. But I just want a break. I want to catch a break. I want to focus on what's important. I need to get rid of a lot of possessions that doesn't do me any favors, but only sucking the life out of me financially, But I've gone on and on enough. But this is how I currently feel, and I've been dealing with the whole thinking positive, you don't want to dwell too much out there. You don't want to put too much negativity out in the universe, and I get that. But this is a keeping it real video of how I truly feel currently. And currently, I just want to disappear. And not in a, deadly kind of way. Or anything like that. Like being kidnapped or nothing like that. I just want to, kind of like a road trip. Just jump in somebody's car and just go. Just go and take life the best way I know how. And with a spouse who is very comfortable, like I said in another video, and doesn't like taking risks. I mean, that's probably what attracted me to him in the first place, because he's not a risk taker. He's very particular, very cautious, and that's what makes him a responsible individual. But rejection. This is how I feel during the season of rejection. This area constantly tells me I'm not good enough. So I have to figure out where me as a person and what I can bring to the table will be appreciated and respected. Because here it ain't working. It's just not. It's not working here. And I pleaded my case to my significant other. And the first acceptance I get from an employer, I'm taking it. And if it's clear across the country, then so be it. And he has a year to figure out if he's coming along with me or he'd rather stay here. And guess what? I'm going to move on with my life. I love him. I wish him well. But I just cannot stay here. I feel like a loser every day. And I don't want to feel like that anymore. Thanks for listening. Be blessed. Bye-bye.